Hello, my sweet besties. Welcome back to the Lucy Chronicles. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lucy, and today's video is going to be my May wrap-up. So I will also kind of wrap up the Southern Charm Readathon and just kind of let you know where I ended with that. I read 3 books in the month of May, and I read 1 short little novella. It totaled 1,028 pages between those 3 books and the novella, but I also read 50 pages out of the Count of Monte Cristo, and I read 48 pages from When the Day Comes in May. And so it actually ended up being a total of 1,126 pages read in the month of May. I had 1 5-star, I had 1 4-star read, I had a 3-star, and the novella was also a 3-star. I think we'll talk about these in the order that I read them, and if I used the book to fulfill any of the prompts for the readathon, I will let you know kind of as we go. So yeah, before I start jibber-jabbering, let's just hop right into the books. Okay, so the first book I read in the month of May was Love in Tandem by Becca Kinzer. I gave this book 3 stars. I did a whole vlog where I talked about this book and went into more detail on my thoughts. So I'm not going to talk too much about that here. I'll link that vlog down below if you are curious. But I didn't love this book. It wasn't a favorite, but I used this for the prompts sweet tea, which is to read a book that has something sweet on the cover or that is a sweet story, because it was very sweet, a very adorable little story. Chicken and Dumplings, which is a book you think will be a comfort read, and at the time of selecting this, I did think that it was going to be a comfort read. And Southern Hospitality, which was the free space. So, all right, the second book I read in the month of May is Submerged by Dani Petrie. I gave this a very solid 4 stars. It was almost a 5-star. I just had a couple of issues. I buddy read this with Samantha, and her and I have kind of been chatting about it over on Instagram, and she mentioned a couple things that I hadn't really thought about before, and the more I thought about it, the more I kind of swayed my rating, because I do think I gave this 5 stars on my Instagram post, and I think I might have rounded up on Goodreads as well. But the more I thought about it, the more I really do think this is more of a 4-star read for me, because as much as I enjoyed it, I kind of would have liked to see a little more from the romance. I didn't think that it was insta-love. Samantha said she thought that it felt very insta to her. I personally felt that it was more of a second chance romance that just was not done very well. I wouldn't say that I don't like second chance romance, because our relationship with the Lord is 100% a second chance romance. We get second chances, we get third chances, we get fourth chances. So I do believe in second chances, but the story has to be done well. Like, the second chance romance has to be written really well, and I don't feel this was done well at all. Samantha mentioned that she thought that it kind of just came out of the blue and it was rushed, and I definitely, looking back on it now, I do think I agree with you, Samantha. I don't necessarily feel like it fell out of the blue, but I do feel that it was very rushed, and it was not smooth, and it was not slow burn. So second chance, that just wasn't done very well. I would have liked it a lot more if she had written it the same way that she wrote Piper and Landon's story, because that's going to be book 2, but throughout book 1 we had this slow burn between the 2 of them that was so good, and I really kind of, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, compared to that, it wasn't as good. And so that is the main reason why this book was not 5 stars for me. I did really enjoy it though. I loved the mystery. I really loved the faith element. I thought the faith was so good in this book. And I also did really like the mystery, even though I was confused a lot of the time. I don't know. I guess I probably would have to go back and read it again, because it might make more sense like the second time around, a second chance. But yeah, I was confused a lot too, Samantha, with the Russian thing. And so for those two reasons, I couldn't stomach giving it a 5-star. But I think we both agree that we are excited to move on to book 2, which is going to be Piper and Landon's story, which I'm just so here for. Like, I can't wait. Samantha, let me know if you want to buddy read the second one, because I would love that. I would love it. Okay, I used Submerged for the prompt All the Fixins, which is a book that blends multiple genres. So it's Christian, it's mystery, it's suspense, it's romance, even though it wasn't done very well, and yeah, lots of good stuff going on in there. So Heaven to Betsy, which is a mystery or thriller that will shock you. So it's a mystery or thriller. I don't know if it shocked me so much. I think I was mostly confused. I still don't know if I still don't fully understand who the killer was and why they killed and why they sabotaged the plane. I'm still a little confused by that, but okay. And then Howdy Partner, which is a book that features family or friendship. And that definitely isn't this one. So the last book I read is Friendshipped by Savannah Scott. Friendshipped is the first book in the, is it Getting Shipped series? And I loved this book. This was an easy 5 stars for me. I cried, you guys. I was so surprised. I actually teared up with this book. I'm gonna put a picture right here of me reading the scene where they share their first kiss. I love her writing style. I love all the characters. I'm so here for the setting in Bordeaux, Ohio, and it's just so beautiful. It's so sweet, you guys. So this story is about Trevor and Lexi, and they are childhood besties who grew up next door to each other. Like, she's the girl next door, he's the boy next door. And all through high school, they're best friends, and then they go off to college, and they go to separate colleges. Like, that's the first time that they are ever really not attached at the hip. And somewhere along the line, they both develop feelings for each other. They like fall in love, and you know, all of course, because it's a best friends to more, we've got all of that miscommunication that happens. But after they graduate college, they come back to Bordeaux, and they are not only working at the same newspaper in cubicles that are literally right by each other. He's like writing restaurant reviews, like he's a food critic, which on a side note, I think that sounds like one of the best jobs ever. I can't think of a better job aside from, you know, writing book reviews. But I think, like, I love food so much, you guys. And I think that it would be such an incredible job to get paid to eat. Come on now. And then poor Lexi, she is writing the obituaries for the newspaper. In addition to that, they are renting opposite sides of a duplex that Trevor's dad owns. So Trevor's renting to own, and Lexi is just renting. And it's just kind of their little story of how they, like, you know, muddle through these feelings and like come to terms with their feelings. It's so cute. I just love it. And Savannah's got a good friend named Laura, and Trevor has his best friend named Rob, and they are ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, and the second book is going to be about them. I hope and I pray that it's done better than Cole and Bailey's second chance romance was done, because I really need some redemption with that trope. They're hard to come by. Good second chances are hard to come by, but I'm still here for it. I'm still excited, and this was a 5 stars for me. So the prompts that I used for this book are Bless Your Heart, which is an emotional, heartwarming read, because I bawled my little eyes out on their first kiss. That's not a spoiler, you guys. This is a best friends to more. That tells you right there that they end up together. It's just seeing how we get from best friends to more is what makes it so beautiful. But their first kiss is Oh, I cried. I shouldn't be surprised because I literally cry over everything. I cried over Charlotte's Web, you guys. Like, I cry so easily. But yeah, this book shocked me. I was not expecting to cry. That is Blue Blazes because there are several points in this story where they're talking about how hot it is and how humid, and like there's one point I think where Lexi is even talking about the AC not working, whether it's at work or in her car or at home. But this is set in the summer in Bordeaux, Ohio, and it gets muggy and hot up in Ohio from what I've been told. So totally counts. Totally counts. Alicia from For the Love of Christian Fiction, she is one of the co-hosts of Southern Charm, and she told me that it counts, so it counts. Amanda, will you count it? Will you please count it? And then Hey Y'all, which is a book that has more than one point of view. And this beautiful little story is written from both Lexi's first person point of view and Trevor's first person point of view. And it's kind of just alternating chapters. Yeah, okay, and then I'm going to end by just kind of talking about that little novella that I read. I read Royal Valentine by Soraya Wilson. This was a very last-minute attempt to add a little filler to my May wrap-up because I didn't think that 3 books warranted a video. But this book was 70 pages. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. I gave this 3 stars. This story follows a prince and a princess whose names I've already forgotten, and they have a chance meeting in Rome, and they're both incognito. Like, she is pretending to be a civilian, like she's traded places with her assistant, and she is spending like a day in Rome by herself, just enjoying some freedom. And the prince is also incognito as a photographer, and they just have a chance encounter, and it's kind of insta-lovey, honestly, and it happened very fast. Like in 70 pages, they were in love, and so it just didn't feel very believable, and I felt like it wasn't really very different from other books that I read with this storyline, and I didn't really connect with either of the characters, if I'm being honest. I have a hard time connecting to characters who are in royalty just because that's not me. I'm not royalty, I guess. I mean, for what it's worth, it was okay. It was kind of cute, and I don't know if I'd recommend it. I don't know. It is what it is. It was clean. It was one of those like Amazon Prime original short stories that they released over Valentine's Day. I read another one of them. I think it was the Christina Lauren one, The Exception to the Rule. I read that in March, and I was disgusted by that one. That one was filthy. Every other word was some sort of swear word, and there were innuendos like splashed all across the pages in that book. And so yeah, I did not like it. I DNF'd it. No, thank you. Hard pass. This one was actually very clean. I don't recall any sexual content at all. I think they might have like had glances or like noticing each other. There weren't any innuendos. There really wasn't any swearing, so I did appreciate that. And I've heard that about Soraya Wilson, that she's pretty tame in that regard. So that's the main reason why I chose that particular short story to read. But yeah, so this is my little wrap up. Celestia, I promise the Girl Scout cookie tag is coming very soon. I actually have it filmed. I just need to edit it. I hope you guys have a beautiful week, and I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye.